Y'all already know the vibes, man. Y'all already know the vibes. It's the
That's
Unpopular
all they
Opinion
can get.
podcast. Hope y'all enjoy y'all time here. Y'all already know the vibes. I'm your host, Grand Hefe, joined by my co-host, Dano the Don. What's going on with you, bro?
Yata, you know what it is.
As promised, interview today with Polynubian, Tik Tok Sensation. We got a lot of questions for her today. So as promised, let's go ahead and welcome Miss Polynubian to the stream. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, bruh. How are you?
We all
Can,
good.
Can
can
you
you
hear?
hear us?
All good.
Yes.
Okay, we're good now. We're
Yes.
good now. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you for joining the show. It's because when I first came on, I didn't even hear you, and I couldn't even hear you.
Oh, I was over here like this.
Oh, oh, that's probably why. Yeah, I was like,
Oh, like,
how you doing though? Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate you for taking
well,
time
thank
out of
you
your
for
day. It's
having me,
Friday.
guys.
Hey, listen. This is more of an honor for us. I want to thank you for coming on to the Unpopular Opinion podcast show. We got a lot in store for you guys today. So let's go ahead and get started though. Without further ado, explain to the people who is Polynubian.
You would, you would
Who is
hit,
she?
you would hit me with that.
I
Okay.
would. I got to. I
Okay.
got to.
So Polynubian. Let's just start with the name. Polynubian. I came up with that when I started to really try to find my way in social media. I'm of mixed heritage. I'm Black and Samoan, and I didn't want to, I don't know, be cliche. You know how some people they like they gotta do too much to kind of express who they are. I just wanted to put like, okay, I'm Polynesian, but I'm Black as well. So I came up with Poly for the Polynesian part and Nubian for the Black part, and I just threw it together, and it was like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became a persona, I found out after a while, because I just kind of do my own thing. That's who I am. I'm kind of like a popular loner, if you would call it that. So when I did Polynubian, I didn't expect anybody to kind of take notice. It was just kind of like, I wanted to be unique. I wanted to, when I searched in any social media, you put in Polynubian, there's only going to be one.
Yeah.
So there's only one of me, so I wanted to express that on social media. And then as I started to feel like the footing, I was like, you know what, throughout my life I've always been myself, and people gravitate to that. They take what they get from it, and then they kind of move on. Like, I'm a seasonal person. I don't
Mm-hmm.
get butt hurt if friendships end and associations end, because life is constantly changing. And I feel like Polynubian is that. Like, you can't really put me in a box. Like, you can't expect just one thing from me. Like, obviously, I'm a tomboy, but sometimes I come out and I surprise people when I dress up, and they're like, "Oh, that like she clean up well," and I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I could do what it do, babe." You know what I'm saying?
Make
So,
it do what it do, baby.
and then, you know, people in real life, of course, if you only know me, through social media, I guess in your mind, they're like, "Oh, dang, she's just like goofy and just out there." And if you know me in real life, you know, like, if I don't know you, I'm like real standoffish, like,
Facts. Big facts.
yeah. And so when people get to know me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so nice and you're so funny." I'm like, yeah, yeah.
It is what it is.
So all I have to say is, with Polynubian, you can't put me in the box, and I like that. This is a really hard question, because, you know, I don't want to like, oh, I'm this and I'm that.
Yeah. You don't want to come on here and act like you just,
What?
Yeah.
big time, but you don't
Yeah,
want to
no,
undersell yourself either. You never want to undersell yourself.
yeah, and I
Dana,
have
what
a
you
bad
got?
habit of that. Polynubian does undersell herself a lot.
She
Now,
does. She does do that a lot. I know that from experience. Dano, what you got for it, bro?
All right. Well, since you're mixed, with this whole Black Lives Matter thing going on, what is your opinion on race things going on in society right now? I guess. What do you feel about Black Lives Matter and things like that?
I that one is, I wouldn't say it's a tough question to answer, but I feel like sometimes Black Lives Matter puts mixed people of mixed race that are mixed with Black kind of puts them in a spot sometimes with some of the agendas, because Black Lives Matter is so broad, and I feel like it's not, I guess, it's not pushed by one agenda. It's, you know, it's a bunch of Black people in the Black community, and they all have different views, and sometimes they make you feel like you got to choose. When I am a Black woman, I do identify as a Black woman, but sometimes I feel like it's harder to be American and Black than it is to be mixed with Black, honestly. Um, Once Black Lives Matter starts like making me feel like I have to choose my Blackness over everything else that I am, that's where I have an issue, because I just want everybody to love everybody, you know? But what I do want is, I do want people to recognize the struggles and the discrimination and all that, and the abuse that Black people do go through. Like when people brush it off that aren't Black, I'm offended. And I'm not offended easily, but I am offended when people try to speak and they have no idea. But then also people have no idea what it's like to be mixed. So I feel sometimes offended by Black people when they like, for real, I'm like, yo, I have a whole parent that's
Like,
not Black. You know what I'm saying? I have a
do you
whole
feel
side of my family that's not Black. So, and not everybody
do you
that's
feel
not
like
Black
there is
does.
do you believe there's like a colorism type of racism in the Black community in itself?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Color colorism is definitely a big thing. Go ahead though.
It is, and you know what's crazy is I feel like I am a light skinned Black woman, but my whole life I've been like drawn to darker skin, like wanting that, feeling the pride of that, and like uplifting my friends and my family that are darker than me. Like, bro, embrace that, because I'm low key jealous. You know what I'm saying? But I shouldn't be jealous, because all melanin, every shade is beautiful and it's just as valid as the next. But yeah, there's some definite colorism. It makes me not say things like, I don't ever say things to my kids or anybody else like, you know, you're gonna get dark being out in the sun. You can, like, our skin was made to absorb the sun and benefit off of that. You know, Black people get their power from the sun, so they need to go out in the thing.
Yeah,
And
go ahead, Dano. I was gonna say though,
and
I think you had a really good point about what Black Lives Matter, the organization, tries to make you feel, because it ain't really, you know, the masses of the Black people that we know, like me or you or Dano. It ain't like us. It's the masses that get on the internet and think that they
They
somehow is more blacker than the next, and it's like shut up, bro. They hate us all. So it's not like it matters. And I know Dano especially, because Dano obviously is a mix. His mom is white and his dad is Black. So obviously, you
that's what I want
know,
to ask you, Dana. Like, how do you feel about it? Because, you know, I'm mixed with something that isn't white, but it's not
yeah,
Black nonetheless. But I feel like there's a tier with Black people. The Black people that want to make you feel like you have to choose. I feel like there's a tier. Like, okay, you're not mixed with white, but still, it's not Black. And it's like, I know, like, come on.
yeah. That's actually a real good question. And when I think about race today, I think about the fact, like, my mom being white, I have to think of what kind of white is she. And since she's Irish, they were slaves too, so it's kind of
Yeah,
cool. And then since she's Indian too, it's like, well, they were fucked up too. But it's like you still have to level with, oh, I'm not evil because I'm not that type of white. And
yeah,
in this world, it's kind of sad we have to feel that way. And I could only imagine what like full white people feel, because I know me being Black and white, I already feel like I could feel that there's that separation. And being Black and white, you kind of get stuck in the middle of a situation where you're not Black enough or you're not white enough when you're young, I would say, because everybody's trying to group themselves with other people, and you kind of get stuck in a place where you're by yourself at the end, I feel like. But
yeah.
that's from childhood. When you grow older, people actually grow to love each other and look past that. So I don't think it's that bad as you get older.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I hate the compare. I think comparison is so big in the Black community. It's like who suffers more.
Yeah.
Because if you don't suffer as much as I do, I don't want to hear nothing.
Exactly.
Your opinion, your views aren't valid because you're not me.
Because you ain't from the trenches, as they say.
But and then that goes back into, I feel like there's this big victim. We're in this victim state in this day and age where everyone wants the victim card. Like if I'm black, I need this victim card. If I'm gay and black, I need 2 victim cards. If I'm gay, black,
Yeah,
and single
it's
parent,
like you get a point for everything, huh?
There's a system for that. I forget what it's called, but there is like, I guess the discrimination level, if you are a Black man, is not as high as if you were a Black woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you are a Black man who is gay, your discrimination
it boosts you in another level, huh?
Yes, but then if you're a Black woman that is gay, then your discrimination is higher.
But yeah, and that's the problem. I feel like we're taught to be victims, but you don't win being a victim. I feel like at the end of the day, when you portray that being a victim is the big thing, you're stuck.
That's because victims always feel sorry for themselves. Victims always feel sorry for themselves, and they never go get it. Everything is an excuse on why they can't do something. But switching real quick, Miss Polynubian with her 30,000
Wait.
TikTok.
One more question.
Go ahead, Don. I got you.
Going back to because I want to go back to TikTok since you're obviously on TikTok. Because I'm an artist, I can, and this kind of makes me think of racism in a different way. Looking at the people who watch and like your stuff, do you see it's a real mixed group of people, or do you see it favors one or the other? Because with my fan base, I would say it's everybody. So that kind of teaches me that racism isn't such a big thing. I don't know. I kind of want your opinion on that. Lil Wayne also kind of said the same thing, where when he looks in his crowd, he sees a lot of white people sometimes. So he also feels like racism through entertainment can show that it's not as prevalent as people are saying. I guess if you understand my question.
No, I understand. I would have to say it's a mix. Like it's a mixed following base. It surprises me though when I see like, you know, a lot of comments or a lot of feedback from people that aren't Black, because I honestly thought I was only going to have like either Black or Polynesian followers, because that's what I am. And a lot of my humor is leaned towards Black humor, Black movies. So I thought that that's what it was going to be. But then also I have a quirky type of humor. So, you know, I have my couple of Jim Carreys up there and things like that. And it increased my following a lot, just sometimes having dry humor up there. But I agree with you and Lil Wayne. I really feel like, because I feel like if people were able to afford to travel more and be around other cultures and other people, racism would disappear. Because when you're just stuck in your, like a fishbowl, like a fish tank, when you're stuck there and you're only seeing out from the point of view of like the people you grew up with, your community and stuff, that's all you're gonna know. And you're gonna take the word of mouth of these people and these, you know, this community. But when you get out there and you're around people and you see and you feel like the energy and you feel like the love and you feel just newness, you start to, you know, it starts to chip away at your spirit, because we're not supposed to be this way. We're not supposed to be like cut off and prejudiced and everything like that, because we're humans and we're made to love each other. So I feel like when people go and they immerse themselves in other people's environment and other people's culture, and they understand and they see why people might be the way they are, then they learn to understand. And from understanding comes love. And I feel like so many things are cut off, like the way that schools are done, like by districts and by, you know, stuff like that. You're making borders so people can stay separated, you know? And then making travel so expensive that people can't leave their own country, making passports so expensive, you know, stuff like that. People are never going to understand what they don't know, what they don't see. And sometimes people just Like they just don't get it. Seeing, because you can see videos of the projects. You can see videos of third world countries. That don't hit people sometimes. Sometimes you got to be out there and see it. Just like people that don't understand soldiers and military personnel that come back with PTSD after seeing what they see. They're like, oh, he got PTSD. Like, have you seen somebody get blown up? Have you seen children die from bombings? Have you seen that? No, you haven't. So until you're there, until you feel it, you're not going to understand. And I just feel like the world don't understand each other because there's so many reasons why we don't understand each other.
I mean, I get what both of y'all are saying, and I most definitely agree that entertainment allows you to have what is called, I would say, a mix or a diverse group of fans. But I also think back what Charles Barkley said like 2 weeks ago, and that was he wished that, and he was just talking about white people. He wished that white people would treat all black people the same, whether they're famous or not, because we clearly know there's a difference between the famous black person and just the regular old black person. That's not to say LeBron James and Shaq and Charles and them don't get discriminated against, but they're least likely to be discriminated against because they play a sport for a particular team.
Right.
Utah is is known to be one of the most racist fans in America, but you don't think they be out there cheering on Donovan Mitchell? He darker than me. Why? Because when
you're an artist, bro, you're individual.
No, but it's no different though, bro. It's no different because your music can speak to anybody.
Like, because
or
if you're like
somebody can
you're a
relate
Lil
to
Wayne
that.
fan, it would be hard to say that you're racist and a Lil Wayne fan because he's a black dude with dreads.
Why? Why wouldn't it? How? You can just like his music but not be the person. Like there's people that probably listen to Lil Wayne, but criticize you or call you something else.
I would assume that this is just what I would assume.
I feel like this is my thing. Following or not, I agree with Billy. I feel like their fandom only goes to a certain extent. Like I only fuck with your product. I only fuck with your talent.
Exactly. And that's how fans is.
And my thing is, and that's how I take it. Oh, you're following me? That's cool. But can I count on you to, endorse something that goes against racism or speak out, use your platform if you're a big time follower or a big time fan? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't expect that from people that are,
But
it's because Lil Wayne even says the same thing. He's my favorite artist. Go ahead.
The people who we're close to wouldn't endorse our stuff more than a stranger would. I could argue that some white guy some far way away, if he checks out my stuff and he likes it, he'll share it before my friend does, and that's
a possibility. But I was just talking about in the realm of, because you are a creator or you are an artist, an entertainer of some sort, because you have mixed fans, that doesn't mean that racism is not there. That just means they could really mess with your content, but not like the person you are. So that's what I'm saying.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I feel like if they're benefiting from you in any way, like if they're, like you said, a Utah fan, if they are,
I'm a Cleveland Brown fan, and that's mostly white people. I'll tell you right now, there's 90% white fans, and the stuff that you hear and see in these groups that I'm in, you can tell what kind of people they are and when they was raised in the generation that they was brought up in. But you don't think that they out there cheering on Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry and Greedy Williams every Sunday? Nick Chubb.
Make the exception.
Sports is different. Sports is different.
But very much so for sports, I would say so. Even when it comes to boxers and things of that nature, just because someone is from somewhere. And I guess when you think of it that way, it could trickle down to other things. It could represent them because, I'm from there too, so I represent him because of that. But I think more so than not, it shows, like back in the day, they didn't even want to like black actors, so they had people do blackface and shit. So
I get it. I get what you're saying.
That in itself, it shows where we've come. I don't know.
But imagine how
And
many racist white people that'll call you a nigger, nigger, like actually trying to insult you, but listen to rap music. How many of them do you think it is? So that's what I'm saying. It's really not
I
a
don't know
difference when you think
because
about
every
entertainment.
racist I've come across, I first noticed them because I'm bumping my music and they call it N-word music or something. So I
No,
wouldn't
no,
imagine
no,
they're
no, no. But I'm
in their
talking
bedroom
different.
bumping that. You know what I'm talking
But I'm
about though?
talking
But
difference
there is
of
probably racist people who
content
listen to rap. But I
for sure.
assume that those be the ones who listen to Eminem.
Don't do
Nope.
my dog like that, bro.
Nope.
Don't do my dog. But another question for you
That's
though,
from another show. That's
Miss
something from another show.
Polynubian. Yeah, he trying to get me started here talking about my dog M like that. But another question for you. Since you've been on TikTok, I know you was a late bloomer to TikTok because you were on another endeavor
I was.
in the beginning of the year. So you kind of got onto TikTok around like February, March, and
When everybody else did during the
yeah.
quarantine.
So the fact that you blew up that fast, did you like ever see that coming, or and what have you learned from this? As far as getting bigger followings, like is any deals of any advice come from any celebrities or semi celebrities from this?
Well, okay, so I listen to Gary Vee a lot. The entrepreneur Gary Vee. And what I learned from TikTok is when you are pursuing anything with social media, anything that requires views or likes or whatever, like you can't get caught up in that because then it starts to fuck with your mental and how your creative goes. And I kind of let it get to me, honestly. When I first started TikTok, it was to pass time, and I was like, oh, let's see how I can do this, make myself laugh, make my kids laugh, because nobody was following me except my family. So when I had my first big video, which was a Rush Hour 3 clip, it was funny because I actually didn't think too hard on that one. I was just like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to do. It's late.
That's how it be the natural one. The natural
Yeah,
one.
so I was like, I'm gonna just get on and do this, be stupid, whatever. And it blew up. And I just was surprised. And it kind of gave me a little boost, like, you might actually be on to something here. And so that kind of got my wheels turning. And then when I posted it on Instagram and got some encouragement from actually Jeremy Piven, who was a character in that scene in that movie, and he was like, wow, you did great. It kind of gave me some confidence. And then not only that, I had a Martin clip, and Tisha commented on it. And I just was surprised that, I had Phase on Love.
Somebody like Tisha Campbell, like that's crazy.
Yeah, so it was nice to have those, know that people noticed. But TikTok it's a beast, and it will live if you let it. I let it get to my mental around the time that George Floyd had been murdered and Breonna Taylor had been murdered. My views when I went on there to use my platform, which is TikTok, to bring awareness to, like, hey, these things are going on, and yes, we're laughing and we're entertaining ourselves through social media. But I also want you to know that even though I am this person and I am this character that you guys follow and you look for to laugh, I am also a Black person. So I put up these videos asking for Black-owned businesses, and also using clips and, to state how society is handling these situations. And when I tell you I have 30,000 followers and I barely got 1,000 views on those videos, TikTok knows what it's doing.
But see, and that's another thing what I was talking last segment, about how they could like your content personally, no matter what it is you do, whether you're a rapper, a ball player, a music artist, doesn't matter. But as soon as you do something that I don't like, which is typically anything that's supporting your people,
right.
I'm out. So
Yeah, and
I can be a fan of what you're doing. The
it
moment
wasn't
you do
my
that,
followers.
done.
But it was the app this time. It wasn't my followers, because my thing is, if I have 30,000 followers, that means that without a doubt I'm on their following page, not their For You page, which is a For You page is like an explore page on Instagram for TikTok.
Uh-huh.
It trickles in content that, like, based off of your likes and based off of your views, TikTok thinks that you want to see. But your following is who you're following. Why I have 30,000 followers and I'm only getting about 1,500 views on a video doesn't make sense to me, because that video should be at least trickling down on 30,000 phones. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So you're saying basically they're doing you like that, like they doing Dano the Don on YouTube. Because I know he wanted to say it. Look at it. He's up there waiting.
TikTok does that. TikTok does that. And then the videos that I have absolutely no intent for them to, like, it's just something to show that I'm putting out content. 4,000 views in one day. Like, what is going on? And what's crazy is, the other thing about TikTok, which I have a love-hate relationship with TikTok, is that I like to put out quality things. I will record something over and over again with the right mannerisms, whatever, because I don't want it to be trash, you know? And it'll get a decent amount of views, but let somebody that has about 6 million followers do it horribly. Views, likes, like this. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
That's that social media way of doing things.
Yeah.
I don't get it either. Because I feel like the Unpopular Opinion podcast is one of the best podcasts out there. I mean, but, here we are. We still on the bottom. But hey, that's that grind season. That's all that is. Yeah, it is crazy. I see that all the time. But just because you like an entertainer, their views go up on a video that ain't even that funny. It's like, okay, but I guess because you got I don't know, you're following, they just like it for whatever. I mean, I get it. That's part of being a fan. We talked about that last week as well when we was talking Eminem and MGK. They're your fans for a reason, because they're gonna ride or die for whatever. But I see some trash shit out there all the time, and that's just, I don't know. Dano, what you got for me?
Do you see any financial gain from TikTok? And if you don't, is there any ways you're thinking of manipulating the system so you can get a little paper from it?
Yes, I thought about that the other day. So I think that the easiest way I would try to monetize off of TikTok would probably be to use products that I know they'll end up either sponsoring me or cutting me a check. And what sucks about that is I'm not a big brand. Like, I'm not a brand whore. I'm not like I die and live by this stuff. And since, the whole Black Lives Matter movement try to put money into Black-owned businesses, that's more of what I do now. Like, my skincare, my skincare, I'm so simple that it's like, really, like, my skincare, my hair is all pretty much Black-owned products that I put in my hair, put on my skin. So
are you saying that you're switching content, like you're switching up your content to go from more funny to so you're still going to be doing what you do, but we're adding that as like a
but what I'm saying is, trying to monetize off of it, I'm going to start, purchasing brands that I know are big and they can afford to cut a check. And if I'm having followers,
I suggest you go the other route, because the problem with trying to go big is you got to be bigger. The smaller brand, try to get local brands, and then they'll cut you checks, and those little checks.
I do that already, but I don't get cut a check. I get free merch.
But that's how it starts, though, right?
Just show that you can be trusted with those adverts or whatever. But are you thinking about going to YouTube or any other streaming source or something like that?
Okay, and this is where Polynubian undersells herself. I am, Grand Henry can tell you, I don't think I'm that interesting to go on YouTube. So that's why I've been avoiding it for like 5 years.
And I don't think she realized how many uninterested females is on YouTube right now
At the end of
that's
the
literally
day,
eating
Bro, let
off
them
of doing
live.
nothing. Like,
even
I'm
more than
serious. Like,
that, all you would
go
have
ahead,
to
Dano.
do, what I would recommend, I guess, Dano advice. What I would recommend is just
Dano
go
give good
to
advice. I can't
Polynubian
lie.
page, throw one up, get your highest liked videos, throw a little compilation in there. Just throw like 3 compilations on that channel. See if it
Okay.
pushes itself, and see what it do. Maybe people want to get more IRL type of content. You never know, but with
Maybe.
TikTok being
Listen,
on
I've
the
been
brink
telling her.
of canceling, I don't know.
I've been telling her for 3, 4 years for sure now that she needs to get on YouTube. I'm telling you, I see girls all the time on YouTube. They're not talented.
Yeah, but do they?
Like,
Okay.
they have nothing going on. The only difference is they
Do
can
they
get on
show ass?
camera, huh?
Do they show ass?
But that's what I'm saying. But you don't have to do that. But not a lot of them do that. They just get on camera with a whole bunch of makeup, and it's like people watch it. It's like being a woman creator in this generation.
Do the
It's
same
like
thing.
gold.
There's family content. Like me and my family are about to start a channel too. Like if you go to my channel, you'll even see we went and gave homeless people food. We made like sandwiches and shit. Went to the Dollar Tree, bought a whole bunch of food. Make a whole family channel or something. There's so many ways you can make content. Don't look at the devil side where the girls are shaking booty and all that, because
Yeah,
that's
because that ain't
No,
gonna
but I'm not saying that's what she have to do. Like, I talk to her pretty regularly. Like this is
like,
my best friend here. So it's not like, this is just somebody that I found on TikTok. Like, she's my best friend, and she just happened to be popping on TikTok as well. But, man, listen, bro, she has talent as far as doing skits. Like, you don't like, that's how all of these Instagram comedians get on. Desi Banks and Kev on stage and Ryan Date. Like, that's what they do. They just do skits, and it's like,
only
I see
difference
so
is that
many people.
I just
Not
don't.
to mention, she knows sports. It's like so much stuff that she can do. But like she said, she undersells herself, and that's what
the
always does it.
way I look at it. If you have 30,000 followers on
TikTok.
on TikTok, if you could just bring 1,000 of those people to YouTube, you can already get paid.
All you need is a
Period.
thousand for YouTube. It's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which is nothing. That's easy. The
It's
hardest part is
nothing.
getting the
It
subscribers.
seems like it's
The
a
watch
lot,
time
but
is easy
nothing.
because there's gonna be plenty of people just
I've been
watching your
had the
videos
watch
that's
time.
not subscribed. So the hardest part is getting the subscribers. So you wanna monetize. You wanna set yourself up. Well, I got this over here. All right. So let's say I got 4,000 on Instagram. Then I got another 30,000 on TikTok. Well, I should be able to get at least 1,000, 1,500 to come over on YouTube
You
to
don't
get me
even
started.
need to make new content at first. All you gotta do is put
You
your
don't just post
put
your
your
content
highlights
up.
from TikTok, get people interested in you, and then you'll see in the comments kind of what people are interested. They'll be like, "Oh, your kids are so cute," blah blah blah. Oh, and they'll start asking a whole bunch of random shit, and then you see what they into, and then you get to use that to manipulate the game. And you could even just go on your TikTok after you create that YouTube and use the green screen back and just do some dumb shit in front of it and get your followers to go directly to it.
Because once you
so
have the following, once you got the following, your following is gonna tell you what they like. They gonna, hey, do this, do that.
It'll be a
They gonna want to
breeze.
see you. Oh, I want to see you do this prank. Oh, go do this over here. Go do this IRL this. And
You
so
do the same type of content you do on TikTok, just put it
on
into
YouTube.
compilations,
Exactly.
and then you can even make longer videos. It would be interesting, more interesting.
Be very interesting. Next
I'm done with Greg said.
next question. Who actually got you into comedy? Like, who is some of your favorite comedians, male or female? Like,
okay,
who is like your go-tos? Like, this is really why I started doing this.
So when I'd have to say when I was about 5, my parents used to watch In Living Color, and that was like my favorite show. Jamie Foxx, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, Tommy Davidson. Like, seeing these people change their character every like episode, every skit, and just being funny. And at 5, what I know about adult comedy, but it made me laugh, and just they were so like physical and their mannerisms, and I was just like, that shit is so funny to me. And then fast forward 2 years, 7, don't judge my parents. I'm watching Martin. Martin is like, and he was like in living color in one person. Like he had Shanae, he had his mama, he had Jerome, he had
Jerome is my favorite character.
He had Roscoe, he had the security officer, he had bruh man, you know, like you know, and I was just like, this is what I want to do. And I would watch Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura, I would watch The Mask, and I was that kid that would like, I would apply that to life. Then I watched Friday, and Chris Tucker brought a whole, like, it was just these. And then let's not talk about Will Smith, like just and then I saw Will Smith and I started studying him like middle school, like, you know, that's when, like, right before I got to middle school, that's when he just started taking off. Like he was like frontlining major movies, and he was showing us that he wasn't just Fresh Prince, like he could do serious shit. And then that's when I was like, damn, I want to do serious shit too. Like I literally wanted to be like Martin, Jamie, and Will all in one, sprinkled with some Jim Carrey. That's what I wanted to be, like the female form of that. And like I just, and that's how I because I didn't make a lot of friends growing up. I was too boyish and I was too weird. Like I just, you know, I was that kid in the bathroom, like talking to myself and stuff, and then, you know, reminding my parents, like, you remember this? And I would do a scene over, and it was just too much. And then it became who I was. I was class clown like 2 years in a row in high school, which to my parents, that wasn't great. But
yeah,
that's who I was. And that's just how I, you know, that's kind of how I share my joy with people around me that I love. So I don't know. It just makes, like, laughter is, that's my free therapy, because, you know, a nigga can't afford therapy. So.
You know? It is expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. You
thank
know,
God for the military.
But those things molded me. And then my family, like my mom is hilarious. Like if y'all know Polly, I'm literally a refined form of my mother. Like
yes,
she is literally who I am, but I'm better. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm better.
But I'm better.
So I'm better.
Yeah, she also helped, you know, with my sense of humor, because I feel like if she was a typical, what everybody says a mother should be, I wouldn't be how I am. Because my mom, she don't play no games. She don't play no games. She's rough. She's blunt. She's sarcastic. And I feel like if she was none of that, I would not be as witty or funny or tough or anything like that, or like adaptable and flexible like I am now, because, you know, I got Mother Dearest in there. So, you know, that's really what it is. And then just life, like life has made me funny. Like I literally have to laugh at some of the shit that has happened to me. Like, you know, what else is there to do? Because I ain't
sometimes that's all you can do.
I ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? So
sometimes that's all you can do is laugh at it. Make sure thank you guys for tuning into the stream that's in here. Make sure you guys like the stream, share the stream. Appreciate you guys. Dano, what you got?
Well, with all that being said, what is the TikTok cancellation? How does that affect you personally?
Personally, I feel like it would make things a little bit harder to figure out how to make. But now that I know how easy it is to, one, make these videos, even with the TikTok app, there's a lot of apps that, you know, you might have to take more steps, but it was really a tutorial on how to do things for some people that like myself that didn't know how to do this before. But honestly, the TikTok cancellation doesn't, even with my following, I'm not like, oh, life is over. Just start over again. Because my thing is, if I did it once and I did it on TikTok's terms, I could do it on my terms. I need to really believe in this energy that I'm trying to, I
Well,
could do this.
Instagram got that Instagram Reel thing that they just started, but I think this should be another opportunity and another way for you to go on YouTube. I mean, this is like the setup. Like, I mean, I do believe that TikTok will be bought by somebody within the U.S. I know Trump said he gives 45 days or something like that for them to sell it to an American company. I heard Microsoft was trying to buy it, and if Microsoft is throwing money at you, you're probably going to take that.
Yeah.
I think TikTok will stay, but I just think this is another way for you to the move an avenue towards something else. I mean, you got streaming apps like Twitch. That'd be good. You just sit in here, you can react to music, you can react to comedy, you can react to whatever you want on Twitch. You can stay as long as you want. YouTube the same way. So I think this should help you with TikTok with all that. But let's move on to something serious real quick. We all know Breonna Taylor's killers is still free.
Vacationing,
Go ahead. I don't even need to go ahead then. Go ahead with the go ahead.
I just, the priorities of this country. I don't know. I just feel like it's just a strong slap in the face to the Black community and to justice, just period. Like how often do we have to say this? How many petitions need to be signed? How much, social media needs to be put out there?
They just ordered a federal judge just ordered the other day to release all recordings from that night, from the raid that happened with Breonna Taylor. So we'll see if we're going to be catching up some steam here, but it's the fact that they did all this. You change laws. Say again.
March. When did this happen? March, February. When did Breonna Taylor get murdered?
What this is now? That was, I believe, in March, and here we are now in August. I was finna say August about over with, but not really. But really, August about over with, and here we are. We still playing around with the.
August not over with. August
Yeah.
Like, what week? The first week of the month? No?
Yeah. Hey, we in both of them. I'm just saying that it just feels like it feels like they really playing around, and it feels like it really feels like the priorities. We're talking about banning TikTok, and we still got police officers out here that's suing people for killing people. Right? Yeah, man.
That's all, and that's why I made that video. I made a video on TikTok, and the voiceover was from Bug's Life, and he was like, "Are you calling me stupid?" And the person's like, "No, like that's literally how America, like, the justice system looks at Black people. It's just like, hey, calm down. We gonna get to you. Maybe never. But
maybe never." Just like there's a guy still serving a life sentence right now. I just read this is in the news because he went up for an appeal 20 years ago in I think they say 1976. He went to jail for stealing some hedge clippers, and they gave him life.
Pause.
Damn.
Dad, do the math, bro. 20 years ago.
Hold on. I'm just telling you what they said. They said something like that. They said
20 years ago was 2000, bro.
Hold on. Oh, maybe he was born in 76. I think that's probably what it was. Something like that.
My God.
He's been in prison for like 20 years or something like that, right? But for stealing some hedge clippers. Woo, boy.
I'm sorry. We get old.
Make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure y'all do that.
You are getting old, bro. You getting old, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He said about 20 years ago. I'm like 2000.
Hey, so you like, hold on. But my man went to jail for stealing some hedge clippers. They gave my man life. He went up for parole, and now they denied him, and they still gave him. They upheld his life sentence for stealing some hedge clippers.
Bro,
So
hair clippers?
some hedge clippers. So it always shows that we always
Wait, what
behind
state is
individuals.
this?
Huh?
What state is this?
I forgot where it was at. I think somewhere in Georgia or South
Oh,
Carolina
of
or
course,
something like
the
that.
South. Of course, the South.
Yeah, you know it. Because I'm telling you, it was a while ago. You know, I had my math kind of mixed up, but
A little bit.
yeah, he was his name is Fair. Hold on, y'all get me up here all messed up. Hold on, Fair Wayne Bryant of Shreveport, Louisiana. See, I'm telling you, I did my homework. Fair Wayne Bryant of Shreveport, Louisiana. This was about 2 days ago. He had his hearing,
Yeah.
and the Supreme Court upheld his sentence of stealing some hedge clippers. So he's still serving a life sentence. They said the Supreme Court said that that's a fair sentence. So
That's a fair sentence. He didn't murder anybody. He didn't rape anybody. So
didn't do anything. He was 38 years old at the time. He was 38 at the time. He is now 62, and they still want him to serve a life sentence for some hedge clippers. So,
bro, your math is all messed up. He's even in there for more than 20 years so far.
it's like 30 something years. Yeah, that's why I said. I think. Hey man, hey bro.
okay,
It's because it says
That's
Mr. Bryan
crazy,
has already
bro.
spent nearly 23 years in prison. I'm guessing that's just his prison time. The prison 20 years of prison time. 23 years of prison. He's now over 60 years old. So this man has been in prison that long for some hedge clippers. Definitely wild. Miss Polynubian. Another question for you. What is your favorite TikTok? What has been your favorite TikTok that you've done out of all of them? Favorite TikTok. What if you had to do your 30 seconds of fame right now to anybody out there watching right now, and or who's gonna hear this, what would you say you gotta watch this video right here? What video would that be?
Oh, that's tough. Ugh. I'd have to say that, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I already know. Take your time. Take your time. Polynubian, TikTok Sensation. What video would you say is the video you gotta watch in order to you trying to secure followers right now? What's that right there? You gotta watch this video. What video is that?
It'll have to be my Kevin Hart, Miss Green classroom video. My mama told me to tell you that video. That would have to be video.
That one's dope. I can't lie. That one is pretty dope.
Any of my Kevin Hart ones are my favorite ones because I don't know, it's Kevin Hart's voice. Like, it's funny. Like, that one would be that.
Especially
one would
if you
be
could get the mannerisms and all of that other stuff.
Yes. I don't know. That one that's tough. Probably my Money Talks video where they grab me all. They grab me like this.
Oh yeah, huh?
That one's a good one too.
So we got Money Talks and Kevin Hart is your can't miss now.
Every single Kevin Hart and TikTok, and definitely my Chris Tucker Money Talk.
You should make a Kevin Hart compilation and throw it on YouTube.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
That would be that's a good idea.
Yep, for sure. Throw that thing on YouTube. Throw that thing on Twitter. Throw that thing on Instagram. That way it's the marketing genius. Like, you got to be the one thing I learned from running this podcast here is you can never stop marketing. Like you always have to be marketing. I got stuff set up on my phone right now of the podcast that basically gives me 2 clips every day of something to post. It just automatically clips something for me from all the shows we've done, and it gives me something to post because marketing, you have to have something. Like that's the biggest thing to stay relevant in today's culture is
Yeah.
staying relevant because you miss posting for one day and people act like you fell off the face of the earth, like they don't even know you no more.
Yeah.
So it's like the consistency. I
You
think
gotta
that's
keep
the
the
that's the that's the hardest part for me. Yeah, it's not the consistency is really not the hardest part. Is when you're doing the podcast and then you're trying to market over here, then you're trying to reach out to people for interviews, and then you're trying to you're having production meetings and you're doing all this other stuff. And I think it because you got to think these big podcasts like Joe Rogan and all these bigger podcasts, all Lil Wayne got to do is show up, smoke his weed, and talk. He don't got to worry about production. He don't worry about basically
you got
too
a
much. You
team.
just got to worry about what he's doing.
Yeah. That's funny
Apple
that you
Music promotes for him, so I think. Mm-hmm.
that's
What's the hardest part for you about this social media thing?
and it'd be that like pushing and promoting myself because I don't you know what I mean. I get stuck in that. I'll post it up and I'm like, damn, it's only like it's been up for 4 hours, only got like 400 views. Like, what's going on? And then I'm like, where do I push it? Like, do I push it on Twitter? Do I do another like go like my post, go check it out? Like, what do I do? But I'm also that person like I need to get over that whole like you're doing too much because it's social media, so you have to do too much. You know what I mean? Like you
Yep.
have to push yourself too much. You have to because I don't have a team yet to do that. But yeah, just staying on myself and not being too in my head because I do get in my head and I'm like, you need to stop, Dad. You need to stop. You gotta put yourself because nobody else is going to right now. So you gotta put yourself out there and try to network the right way, consistently and aggressively. So that's my thing. But I like I said, I get in my head and I'm like, well, you already done posted it on all your platforms.
Aggressive.
I think that's cool. I think that's enough. It'll catch. And it's like, it don't catch. It ain't caught niggas like this. It's not there. So that's probably my biggest
but
thing.
you gotta keep pushing. We always talk about Mark, me and him. This is something like a lot of the conversations we always have is about how do we push this to more people. Like that's always one of the biggest things that we always talk about. Like never being satisfied. Like like we getting engagement. Yeah, we doing that. But how are we gonna push? How are we gonna push?
Yeah.
So I think the marketing is one of the biggest, if not the most important thing in your social media career. Marketing. Daniel, you wanna give another question, but before we get out of here.
I don't really. I think I ran out of questions, bro. I asked a lot of questions.
He did some good questions too.
This
I don't be feeling like I'm prepared. I'll be like, and this is why.
That's because he didn't follow suit, and he was just asking 3 questions at one time.
Hey,
like,
bro.
but one last question before we get out of here, though. What happened?
Oh, nothing.
What happened?
Nothing.
No. All right. One last question before we get out of here. Who would you most likely want to work with? What if you had your choice right now? What comedian, what actor, actress would you want to work with right now if you had a chance?
Jamie Foxx.
Why is that?
What? It'd be Jamie Foxx or it'd be Kevin Hart.
Why Jamie?
I want to learn. He'd be tired of me. Like we'd be working and then on the sideline I'd be like, I need all the tips.
Jamie Foxx did take over the game for a while.
But I would say Kevin Hart, but I don't know if I would be, able to. I think I'd be too nervous to work because Kevin is like that's a mogul. And I'm not saying Jamie isn't, but Jamie is more of like a artist, you know. And I feel like with Kevin, it'd be like I'd be mogul shocked. Like he's a mogul. I don't need to work. I just want to be a fly on the wall just to find out what he's doing. But it'd be out of those two, it'd be probably Jamie because he's well-rounded. And I know when I pursue this acting thing, I want to be well-rounded. Even though everybody knows me as a clown, I want to be, you know, I want to be able to do a biopic on somebody and people forget that it's Polynubian playing them and it's the actual person. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when Jamie Foxx did Ray, I didn't see Jamie Foxx. I saw Ray. So that's what I want to.
Those aren't some bad choices though. Especially Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is actually my favorite comedian at the time. But that's gonna be it for the interview. I want to appreciate you for coming on to the Unpopular Opinion podcast. Taking time out of your busy day. I know about 30 minutes. We done went over about 25, 26 minutes. But I want to appreciate you for coming on to the show. You got anything you want to plug before you get off? Do your thing.
Well, before I get off, I mean, I don't know how many people are going to see this. I don't do many video podcasts, but if you're wondering about my skin, you guys should go check out Pureness Natural Body Care on Instagram. That's the products that I use. Go check them out. She makes them. It's vegan, organic based. Go do that. Other than that, stay positive. Stay positive and keep it pushing. That's all I got.
Polynubian on IG, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. Make sure you guys go. I appreciate you for doing the show. Thank you for taking time out.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All righty. We want to appreciate Poly coming to the show. Man, I think that was a pretty good interview. What you thinking, Dano? We got stuff to get into too ourselves over here. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm not lagging, right?
Bro, you're lagging up for some reason now.
Huh?
You're lagging up. You start lagging up.